we use flowers not only to decorate our homes, but it is also used to express different emotions like happiness, love, or even sorrow. So we use it for various occasions like marriages, even at funerals. So where does this flower originate from? Well, we've seen flowers hanging from trees and plants in the gardens. So from there we can see that plants and trees are the sources of flowers. Just like a human body has several parts like the eyes, the nose, hands and the legs, a flower is also made up of several parts. Now before going into the structure of the flower, let us first see the structure of this palace. See, it is a grand, huge palace, and it is being guarded by these soldiers. So these soldiers are providing protection to this palace, and in turn, this palace is providing protection to the two main residents who are staying inside the palace, the king and the queen. Just like the palace has 4 parts, flower has 4 parts known as whorls. Now, just like the soldiers were guarding outside the palace, protecting the palace from outside, similarly, the outermost whorl of the flower is known as calyx, and this calyx provides protection to the entire flower. Now, next, see, palace was adding grandeur to the entire kingdom. Now, not only that, it was also providing protection to the king and the queen. So similarly, the next whorl of the flower is known as corolla, and this corolla is bright and beautiful and adds beauty to a plant. Not only that, the corolla also provides protection to the male and the female part of the plant. Now, king is the main male member of the palace. So similarly, flower has a male member which is known as the androecium. Just like queen is the female member of the palace, similarly, the female part of a flower is known as the gynoecium. So, these 4 whorls, the calyx, corolla, androecium and the gynoecium together form a flower. This is the famous Sahara desert. See, it is dry and it lacks any kind of vegetation. Now, would you believe me if I said that Sahara desert some thousands of years back looked like this? Yes, indeed, this was how Sahara desert looked like. So, what happened? Well, due to extremes of temperature, these flowering plants died. Now, since there were no flowers, there were no future generations. So ultimately, since there were no future generations that were being born, these plants completely wiped off from the land, and that is how this place, which was once fertile and had a lot of flowering plants, became dry and barren like this. So we see when there were no flowers, there was no future generation. From this, we can conclude that flower is the reproductive part of the plant. every flower in the world follows the same rule of orientation. The outermost whorl is known as the calyx. Inner to the calyx lies the corolla, which is the bright part of a flower. Next to the corolla is the androecium, which is the male reproductive part. And finally, the female reproductive part is known as the gynoecium. Now, if there is no gap in the flower because of an absence of a whorl, or if two whorls are not fused to each other, then this rule is generally applicable to all flowers present in the world.